Swear to God, we were CoupDeLa, man. Like CoupDeLa? We ain't CoupDeLa? No, we are CoupDeLa.
International, national.
They don't know. They don't know. They don't know.
I'm a deadbeat cousin, I hate family reunions.
Speaking of things that I care about that nobody else cares about, we could talk about this Jay-Z first, since you're trying to act like you're not excited that Jay-Z's still rapping about crack.
No, I'm not.
You're not at all? So is this a Joe Budden thing? Are you now, does this have anything to do with Joe? What is different?
I'm just old. Like, I don't get it. I'm not going to get excited over a verse. Like, there's a point at which you realize, or you should realize, that life is way more than the things that you have spent your time caring about. And I'm past that point. So, like, I'm not saying I don't get excited about stuff, but it's like, oh, shoot, I paid my bills on time. Or, like, oh, well, actually, yeah, like, it's just adult stuff usually. Yeah, like,
Okay,
yeah.
I can respect that. And you know, I'm not even going to disagree with that, but why can't you pay your bills and also, you know, you geek out? I see you geek out about a lot of things.
Not really.
Baseball, which nobody cares about.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the point that you need to get to in your life, that you can enjoy things for the way that you enjoy them, and not need to either A, annoy anyone else with them, B, drag them into your mess, or C, just like go over their head with a conversation they don't want to be in. Like, I'm to the point now where I know the things that I enjoy do not interest anyone else. And when I do, and when I realize they do interest other people, I'll have a great, meaningful conversation. But until that point, like, I'm not about to just be out here, like, telling people about, like, man, Felix Hernandez is really only throwing, like, 92 miles an hour max, but his changeup is still lethal, and he's locating his pitches like crazy. Like, no one cares about that. Why not do that?
Well, there are people who care, first of all.
Yeah, there are, but I'll talk to those people, like, on Twitter or like, you know, I went to a game in Cincinnati last week. After my sister's graduation, I went to Kentucky and then a bunch of other places. And, like, I was talking to a guy for, like, an hour after the game about baseball. And I enjoyed that. And that's it. But I'm not going to grab, like I would, like, let's say I went on a date. And somebody's like, what are you into? It's like, well, actually, I'm a real big baseball fan.
Well,
you'll never
obviously.
guess what, but you would do that.
I wouldn't, actually. You can ask, we can get some young ladies on the phone. You know Uncle Joe Calvin instilled a little bit more game in me than that. But
I don't know about that. Well, first off, your dad's game has nothing to do with words. Your dad's game is a money and smile. Is the smile and money, I should say. I said that backwards.
I'm not going to argue that.
He walks in the room looking like money, grinning from ear to ear, and it's like, it's really
I'm not going to argue that. All I'm going to say is, I mean, you acting like I was running around talking to people. I really didn't geek out about this and haven't geeked out about much, you know, the things I'm passionate about, music, TV, sports, whatever. So listen, but I did.
It's funny too. Like, yeah,
I did think that you would at least be, you know, of all the people I know that I can geek out with, you know, I thought you could appreciate the verse. It wasn't that good.
Well, I could appreciate it, but I also really appreciated Pusha T's verse too. Like, to me,
it was good. It was good.
To me, I'm just like, I mean, that's a good song about two people too old to be rapping about crack. But
that's why it's amazing, and that's why his entire catalog is amazing, because it's like, this is a grown ass man bragging about being a drug dealer, and like it continues to work. But at the same time, and this is where I really want to go with it, like I agree with you, like Jay is kind of old, like Jay's not cool. So talking about crack isn't cool too. But I mean, this verse and even the one on the Fat Joe song, it just kind of has me really like, wow, this is like, you know, okay, last album, that was cool. Album before that was cool. But now it's like, damn, Jay is just like, it's like he's not in the game anymore. He's not playing necessarily. He somehow he steps on the court. I guess it's like Magic when he had AIDS and came back. Like he'll come on the court for like an All-Star game and show out, but he's really not. I don't know. It seems like he's not in the game right now.
Well, Mr. Sterling, he didn't have AIDS. He had HIV.
HIV. My bad.
Big Magic Johnson, whatever.
Wait, did you call me Donald Sterling?
Yeah. Yes, he's got it. Have you not heard that? The interview with Anderson Cooper was like, he's got AIDS. You not heard that?
No. Oh, that's funny though.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, he's like Big Magic Johnson. What has he ever done for the black community? He's got AIDS. That's not the order that went in. But like he said all of those things in a real live interview.
Well, I apologize to the Johnson family. All due respect to Magic. I tell everybody you're better than Mike all the time. So you already know, man. Honest mistake. But
But no, my thing is, I get your analogy. Where I disagree with it is, it's like I would make it more akin to wrestling. And one of the things about wrestling that like someone was talking about when The Rock came back a couple years ago was the champion, and Brock Lesnar was out there wrestling again, and John Cena's there. Like, there's certain people that are above the title. So like John Cena is above the title. Like even when he wrestles, like he hasn't had the title in a long time. And when he wrestles, like, or when Brock Lesnar wrestles, when The Rock wrestles, they're so much bigger than the rest of the people in there. They don't need to be competing on the same level as the regular guys. So like for Jay-Z to come out and say, I'm the king of New York, like, that's not like, you're king emeritus. You're like the emperor that like let his son run stuff. Like, you're not somebody that should be out there on the floor. So I would say that I agree with your sentiment, but I would make it those terms. Like, there's just,
I like that.
And some of it comes with age. Like, when you get older, like, you don't go into the fray. It's like, I work at Foot Action, and a lot of girls come into the store, and I'm not about to step into the fray of flirting with 19, 20, 21-year-olds because I'm 31. Like, there's no reason for me to do that. Now, if somebody...
Hey, man, hold on, bro. Because Jay-Z, the king we're talking about, was, you know, I think he was around 34 when he started courting a 20-year-old Queen Bee. So, I don't know. I can't follow you on that one.
Well, no. That's very different.
What if a young Beyonce walks into Foot Action?
I don't think a young Beyonce is walking into Foot Action in Harrisburg. I would say that I'm more likely to meet a trap queen than Beyonce.
How long have you been working at Foot Action?
Since like November. So a little over 6 months, 7 months. It's great. Got all the days.
I was gonna say, it's
mostly even at this point it's barely even extra income because I'm always having to like go somewhere to do something. And you know, B, you don't make that much money, and C, like, I keep buying stuff. I have a side job that is the exact same thing, except you'll be proud because it's a little less ignorant. Like, I'm not doing this to buy J's. I'm doing it to eat healthy, you know. But I'm a dishwasher at a health food restaurant. Basically, so I can afford the food, or to eat the food regularly. So I feel you. I support it, man. And honestly, it's the type of thing, like, I could just do it. Like, it's not hard. It's not even work, really. It's more like, I'm not great at it, which I'm used to, like, trying to be great at stuff, but it's like, okay, I just do this. You know, try not to fuck up. Get a little cash. Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I'm good at it if I win, especially when I want to be. And like, I don't even, like, I'm actually to the point where I don't think I'll even buy anything until, like, there might be a couple pairs of shoes that are dropping that I might, like, I would be buying a pair to replace an older pair, that are a little worn down. But otherwise, like, I'm probably just waiting for the Space Jams. And it's like, and at that point, I think I would probably be done too, because like, most everything I buy is stuff that I wanted when I was a kid. So there's like the psychology of, you know, kind of going back and righting all the wrongs of life, which is why I will say I sort of like the nostalgia aspect of that verse, of both of the track, not the verse, but both Pusha T and Jay, because they look back on it, they have a good reflection, and I don't think the thing that has always stood out to me, and I'm not saying like the Dave Chappelle explanation, Hov did that so you don't have to, but like, I've never, after a certain point, it didn't seem like Jay-Z was glorifying that lifestyle. It's like, hey, look, here's what I did, here's why I did it, here's how it here's how it happened, and here's what happened. The only thing that I would say is like, and even then, like, I think you can get into a philosophical discussion about whether or not, you know, there is value in the code of the streets, where the only thing that kind of bothered me was him talking about Emery not talking. I mean, that's good. Like, you want homies that won't take you down and that'll take the charge or take the rap or do whatever. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know that that's necessarily the best thing to broadcast in a song with the way that our culture is and the way that people talk about stuff, you know?
Well, so first, I agree with you. You know, I agree with you on a big picture level. Like, Jay never, at least for me, and I was very young taking a lot of these messages, and he never glorified it. It was more a sense, you know, I'm living the life, Big Willie style, imaginary Italian names, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't a fake thing. But he was also like bigging up parts of, I guess, bigging up like the, what's the fucking word? The trappings. He was bigging up a lot of the trappings of it, even though so it was like, he's showing off this money, and a lot would associate that money with drug money, but it's actually rap money. And for me, at least, it was never confusing. It was never a bad influence. You know, I knew from an early age I wasn't trying to sell drugs or go to jail. My dad said I'm way too light-skinned for that. Everyone has pretty much told me that my whole life. So to me, it was never a matter of like a poor influence. It was almost a matter of like, yo, this is, again, like you said, this is what I did. This is why I did it. And almost use it as a model for other things. Like, you don't have to sell drugs. You can sell, you know what I'm saying, hamburgers and chicken wings. But if you apply yourself to it and do it in a certain way, and follow these basic business principles, you know, you'll find some success the way I've found success with music. So that's what I admire about it.
Let's take a quick aside to revel in how ridiculous you did look as a young child and in adolescence with the sandy brown hair and the braids and just the whole picture.
My dad showed me a great picture this weekend. My dad was here in Missouri, and he had some good pictures. I'm a post.
Yeah, the whole thing. Like, Calvin was running around here. Look, Calvin was asking for jokes. That's the way I'll put it. He was asking for jokes. I mean, and here's the thing that, like, so I need to get back to blogging, because one of the things that makes music interesting to me, that compared to a lot of other people, like, I can get into the lyrics, but I'm more so like the sound over what people are saying. So one of the things that Jay-Z has always done has been great for me is, like, he talks so slick, and it's not like it's like, I can't remember exactly what he said in this most recent song, because I listened to it like 5 times, and then like I haven't listened to it since. The line about like his, not the line, but it was like the whole thing where he went and he kept talking about how, like, he's basically still selling drugs, and it's like, I mean, some of the things that people have to understand is, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he were. Like, I lived in Lexington, Kentucky for a long time, and people used to always tell me, like, people always talk about how, like, 3 rich white families control all the drugs in Lexington. And it's like, this is old white people telling me this, young black people, like, everybody apparently who knows Lexington music. So it's like, people, people with money make money in all kinds of means, legitimate and ill-gotten. And so, like, I appreciate the fact that he's able to talk about that in a way that's, like, flagrant, but at the same time, it's like, what you gonna do about it? Like, you're not about to charge me, you're not about to catch me, you're not about to find me, and that's that. So, like, I like the slick talk of it. I don't like what he's talking about, but it's like, it's like on Kingdom Come, when he went into places we can go. Do you want to ride?
Yeah, do you want to ride? Yeah.
Monster is a double entendre. Coke is still my sponsor. Cola, yeah. Still getting in with something. Yeah, diet. I ain't losing no weight.
One of my favorite verses.
Yeah, started with a crate. Now I'm sitting on a
whole case.
And it's like he kept doing that. And it's like, oh, well, I mean,
nah, go ahead.
Or you go back to public service announcement where he's like, whenever there's a drought, get your umbrella out because that's when I brainstorm. It's like,
well, hold on. And I think we have different interpretations of it. My interpretation for all those sorts of lines, including the one, like those ones you named, and the new one, where he implies that he's still selling, is that, and he said this, is that he views music as the drug now. He's applied all the principles that he applied to drugs to music, and now in his mind is moving music like a drug, but he feels it's a positive drug, frees people's minds, blah blah blah. So at least that's the level I take those types of lines on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I take it as he's still selling drugs, and then he's telling you that, like, hey, I also do other things legitimately. Because he even said, he's like, what did he say? He's like, the money.
Paper trail is gorgeous.
Yeah. It's like
we've been opening 40/40s up. What do you say? We've been opening studios and 40/40s up. I mean, it's just a boastfulness. That's just hip hop too. The fact that, like, it's just like, do something about it, And
well, and at the end of the day, it's all entertainment, and that's exactly why, like, I love it. Mm-hmm. And I also think that he is, again, above the rest of the fray, because I don't know anybody else, like, young, old, middle-aged, that can really do that on that
with
level.
Words,
like,
with words.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm about to get to. And even this transitions into the last point that you wanted to get to. But I tweeted about this the other day, and it kind of put this all in perspective for me. Like, Jay has been the best writer to me I've ever witnessed or observed. You know what I'm saying? And when I say writer, I just mean putting words together, putting ideas together. And that's without question. Like, nobody can really change my opinion on that. The other two people that I would put on that level are Larry David and Curtis Snow. And all three of those people, all three of those writers, they don't write things down. Their writing or their best writing doesn't come from, pen and pad or print at all, like the printed word. It comes from spoken word and just the fact that we can record words now. So with Jay, I mean, he's literally the master, like, in my opinion, of just working with words. As a rapper, first of all, you got couplets. You're putting ideas into real small bars and having to say it in a way that's entertaining. And with him, it's every bar. It's like he's talking to you. You know what I'm saying? So even when you're not interested in it, in the topic necessarily, like me as a kid, I was never drawn to Jay's style or anything really, beyond the fact that I just knew the words to his songs. Like, when they come on, after I heard it once or twice, I knew the words already because it was so well written. Like, you just don't forget it. So that just kind of sums up my feelings on Jay. Like, beyond all the politics of it, the pride in seeing hip hop on a certain level, like, that's really just a writer that I admire as a writer.
So that's
a writer myself.
That's an excellent transition point. Like, I heard exactly what you said, but I have no desire to address that.
Okay, well, transition to Kurt then. Is that where you want to go?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. So,
So
Kurt,
I
you feel... Okay, go ahead.
Listen, no, let me talk.
They don't know. They don't know.
I swear to God, we were CoupDeLa, man. Like CoupDeLa? We ain't CoupDeLa? No, we are CoupDeLa.
International.